I'm taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. Yo, I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scope, New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? It's your boy, King P, Bodega Box in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's go. Monday Night Boxing. We up.
Yes, sir, and there's definitely a lot of shit to weigh on, though. But first, yo, does anyone need to be banned from the bodega?
Yo, everybody from that fucking, that MVP card, I'm throwing y'all in the garbage. Like, this is a fucking shit show. So,
Well, definitely.
Especially Tank. Fuck Tank.
That whole thing, I was definitely, and we'll definitely go more into that, into that situation. But yeah, they finally canceled it, like maybe about 45 minutes ago, due to for a reason, but to mask another more obvious reason. And then I'd like to add to, we need to ban the fucking Packers too. Fucking bums. They keep making me lose horrible. I lost another play because these motherfuckers decided they wanted to shit the bed again against another shit ass team. I don't get this. And I got the Colts upset. The Steelers being the Colts too, so I was happy about that. But these niggas, they had to lose to the fucking Panthers. Them bums need to be banned until next Monday, where the Eagles face them, and then they can be unbanned so they can catch this ass whooping. But yeah, no, football though. If you're gambling in football, it's not for the faint of heart this season. This season has been brutal, let's say the least, though. But I'll save my comments for when we do our mid-season show, because there'll be a lot of bars that need to be spit. But back to boxing. So also today we got the announcement. We got the sad passing of one Victor Conte. So very controversial, for a lot of different reasons, but unfortunately, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and he passed away, I think 6 months, give or take, after he got the diagnosis, man. And, you see a lot of mixed emotions about it. The most one that's getting that's getting a lot of attention is Tank, mentioning, saying a not so very nice post about his death or whatever. And I was just like, damn, bro, you don't have to like him or not, though. But God don't like ugly.
I'm not surprised, because one, is Tank. Two, Victor Conte was a very, very controversial figure. Depending on who you talk to, you're gonna get. You could ask 3 different people or 5 different people. You're gonna get 5 different answers about Victor Conte. So,
yeah. On the other hand, you get one. If you're talking positive about Victor Conte, he's like, hey, he's the guy that was behind Snack, and he was the one who was helping athletes, particularly fighters, reach their potential and beat anti-PEDs. And then you get the Victor Conte from the 90s and the early 2000s, that was co-owner of Balco, and Balco was a fucking error and a half for, because it seemed like that's when certain athletes decided that they wanted to look like super soldiers, and they were doing a whole lot of breaking of records and stuff like that. And I know you've heard us mention before with Victor Conte, especially what he did with boxing, particularly one Shane Mosley, with the cream and clear. You're a lightweight, welterweight, 154 pounder, but you're bench pressing over 400 pounds.
Shane Mosley was lit.
Yeah, it was lit. Yeah.
He said track and field was lit.
Yeah, track and field.
Baseball was lit.
Baseball was lit. I mean, the steroid era was lit for baseball. I don't care. I was young, but I was impressionable. Come on, it was lit.
Yeah, but yeah.
I think a pilot's like, yo, give me a fucking break, yo.
I mean, it's true, because there were a lot of motherfuckers out there. I know it was.
We was having home run battles and shit. That shit used to be killing the ESPN top 10.
Yeah, Barry Bonds, especially. Barry Bonds was always someone that was, he was normal size though, but Then all of a sudden, dude started looking like a fucking middle linebacker.
Yeah, I was young as hell. Like he was a smaller, like a thinner dude, and then later on in life, that motherfucker looked. His head got big. Motherfucker was just.
What about what's his name?
Sammy.
I ain't hear his name because I was listening to what's his name the other day. With more hits than Mark McGuire. What about him? Like,
him too. My son
he was definitely on roids.
I was a Cardinals fan. I was a Cardinals fan back then.
Poster Boy said that shit. That's who it was. Yo.
Yeah, rest in peace, Poster Boy. He died recently too.
Wait, what?
Oh damn! You didn't hear that? He died of cancer last week.
Yeah. He passed
No, you serious?
Dead serious. Yeah.
Damn, I ain't really see no tweets on it and shit.
Yeah,
like,
it was
damn,
kind of under the radar. I didn't learn until later that night, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just.
Damn, I might have to bump some Jurassic Harlem then, nigga.
Like Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, like that. That era.
Yeah,
that was a good era.
Yeah, track and field, like you said, for all the Marion Jones, who was a legit talent, that was enhanced even more. You had like fucking CJ Montgomery and all them, or CJ Hunter, Tim Montgomery and all of them. Like, they were nobodies, and all of a sudden they're shattering records and shit like that. And then you had the football players like that racist fuck Bill Romanowski, who showed signs of it because motherfucker ended the career of one of his teammates by ripping his helmet off and punching him in his face, breaking his orbital and shit. Like, this is
damn.
That's
some of the program levels of steroids.
Yeah, Romanowski was a piece of shit.
He was a piece of shit. Like, and he used slurs constantly. He's like and I think he mentioned they took steroids to keep up with the niggers, as he liked to say. He was a piece of shit.
Fuck him, yo.
Yeah, he was a juice head. Like, if you take a look at him, he's like, yeah, that's a fucking juice head. Like
you could just look at him and just like I just had to look at him for 3 seconds and realize, oh yeah, he's a juicer. Right.
He was a piece of shit and a half though. I mean, but he's getting bent over by the government now because you got to pay your taxes, boy. You can't pay your taxes now, so yeah, they after you now.
Piece of shit.
But yeah, that whole era. That era, that Conte era. That's what everyone kind of, because they say it wasn't just the cream and the clear; it was also the EPO too. You sent to the cyclists. You put someone on EPO, they ride their bikes forever.
He was part of the Herbie Hancock band and shit too. I didn't know he was like a drummerist and shit, like a musician. I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, he was a disco musician too. Like he's led quite a life.
Yeah.
On one hand, you're a disco musician, and the other hand, you're developing designer PEDs. Like,
talk about a career change, because. Yeah. Nigga, if I'm making music, I don't know if I'm gonna be like doing some health fitness shit. Well, I mean, hold on, like that's different though.
Yeah,
that nigga went to like straight up steroids.
Yeah, I know. Excuse me. Fucking Netflix had the whole documentary on it, and that shit was fire too. Like, I fully recommend if you actually watch the documentary on him and shit.
But you know what? I can see the entry to that because look, if disco. You got like the high BPM, the melodies, and these niggas be coked out, doped out, whatever, or they on some speed and shit. So you staying up late night partying, you on some Studio 54 shit. Like, I could kind of see how a nigga start experimenting and thinking about shit, and then yeah, we gotta be raving all night. But they weren't even calling it that then. Let me see. I don't know what they called it. I ain't a nigga from the 70s, but I could kind of see, now that I thought about it, I could kind of see how. Yeah, I mean, I can see it, but still,
it's a hell of a change, though.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That dude's lived quite a life, though. But at least I know near the end of his life. Near the end, like obviously he tried to make amends, like because he did go to jail over that Balco shit. Like, you can't. He had fucking Shane Mosley with his big ass like welder's glasses talking, to pretty much I took that shit, and what?
Yeah, mister, I could bench press 400 as a junior middleweight. Motherfuck.
Yeah.
Niggas act like that. Niggas act like that's not a lot of weight. Like,
yeah, I've only seen one person in my life do that shit legitimate at his size, and he wasn't on roids. He was just had to be blessed with some incredible strength, and he was a small cat too. Like, he was like 140 and was able to put that shit up. I was just like, wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's like one in like maybe 100,000 people type of shit. Like, if you a nigga who weighed less than 160 and you're able to bench press or rep 400 pounds, you sure are strong as shit. Like, you're not like one of these, like, you're not a nigga who's like 280 and you're like, okay, now I could bench press fucking 350 or some shit, where you're a big nigga. Like, when you 160, like, niggas.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. So yeah, I mean, and because I know you mentioned in the chat though, you didn't like that era of Mosley because, you know, his work rate kind of went down once he got on that shit.
Yeah, that damn power boxing bullshit, like, nigga, and so many headbutts and damn clinches came out of that shit. Like, nigga ruined the Raul Marquez fight.
Yeah, because he was hyped up on that shit. Like,
that shit looked like it was about to heat up into something. And I hate when fights end abruptly, when it looked like it's trying to be something. Like,
right?
It's like tripping a kid going to get his diploma off the stage or something. Like, like, goddamn, like.
That shit was crazy. Yeah, Shane. I mean, and finally, still, I think Shane was the only boxer that got knocked for that. Like, I don't think there was any other. Although I'm pretty sure there probably were, but Shane was the only one that got. I think that they got the evidence on that he.
What's the Illuminati nigga saying? He a sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. Though, but then none of Shane Mosley's wins were ever voided though. So I mean, they knew.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
and I ain't gonna lie. To this day, I always felt like Oscar De La Hoya got robbed in that Shane Mosley rematch. I don't give a fuck how many times you watch it on a Tuesday, where you put it in instant replay and slow it down. You listen to Al Green's backwards while it's raining. Like, fuck all that bullshit.
Yeah, we can watch that shit. We can have a show. We watch that shit. You know, and, you know, we judge.
Yo, we can. That's that. Okay, you know what? But hold on. Did y'all niggas think Shane should have won, or what do we?
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually think
run that by me again. I couldn't hear you for a minute.
Okay, I always felt like Oscar De La Hoya was robbed against Shane Mosley in the rematch.
Yeah, of course. No, he should have won. I thought Mosley got away with a gift decision in the second fight.
Yeah,
first
like,
fight, and
honestly, I'll argue that harder as a robbery for De La Hoya than I will the Trinidad, because once you start running, it's like you can get robbed, but you better not fucking complain, you running ass nigga.
I feel the same way. I feel like the Tito fight, but somewhat, but I feel more so the Mosley second fight. Oscar got robbed worse.
I mean, I always thought that Mosley had Oscar's number in some fashion, even in both fights, because they were both hard fights. They were wars, like, actually.
The second fight was no fucking war. That was like that was De La Hoya piecing that nigga up for 8 rounds, and then Shane Mosley coming back like Hopkins in the Taylor fights.
Well, similar, not similar, but like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, you know, came up together, California boxing, same shit, the kind of, you know, a similar set.
Yeah, a little rivalry and all that.
Oscar had a rivalry type shit.
But it was just more mainstream. This, you know, you can't have a rivalry like that in this era with fucking the Zone, nigga. Yeah, nobody know about these niggas. Nobody see these niggas enough.
But yeah, no, we'll definitely probably run that fight back on a future episode though. But yeah,
good candidate. I like how that shit just come out organically, like like how the Spinks Lattimore. So yeah, good. Mm-hmm. It's not Forgotten Fade level, like me personally, but it's a good watch because I ain't seen that fight in years.
Yeah, no, but yeah, Victor Conte. But we thank Victor Conte for, you know, Mosley, because, you know, because Mosley went from 135 to 147, just like that, and you know, and you know, having, you know, carrying power and shit like that. So, you know, hey,
he didn't start that power boxing shit till damn 154. That's when he started really ODing on that shit.
Yeah,
but the damn, like, I try to slip a jab, but I get hit by 2 of them. I miss one, and then I lunge in with a body shot that's real hard, and then that's it.
And I mean, you remember, because, you know, Duke came up with Mexicans. That's his thing. Like, Duke came up in the Mexican scene. So that's, you know,
Nigga literally fought like a desperate, more athletic Canelo in that second fight.
Yeah, but at least when he was fighting like that though, he threw mean combinations. But those mean combinations kind of stopped when he started going up a little bit. So
they didn't really come back until the Winky Wright rematch. What is this nigga with these rematches?
Yeah. Margarito was like he clinched, and then when he wasn't clinching, he was throwing heat at that dude. He was like, clinching.
Yeah, but that was like later on. Remember, like he was doing combos at your boy too. Fucking Collazo.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
and that's what made the whole Berto Mosley fight kind of fire, because it's like one nigga went fight of the year, life and death with Collazo. Mm-hmm. And then the other nigga just shut Collazo out and dropped him and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Shane Mosley's career is an interesting career though. Like, and then of course we thank Victor Conte for that part, because you know that was an error for him. You know. Yeah,
he definitely left his mark on sports, boxing, and baseball, everything, especially Mosley, because.
Yeah. Exactly.
He became a real figure of controversy. You know, there's a lot of people. Yeah. I don't wish death on. You know, I don't personally don't wish death, but there's a lot of people that are saying rest in piss type shit. You know.
Yeah, I did. Like I mentioned before with Tank. You know, Tank. You know, had that very negative tweet. Like he didn't have to say like God don't look ugly. You know.
Hold on. What did he say? I didn't even see him.
He said it's a good day today or something. God don't like ugly or something. He says yeah.
See, my whole thing is this: like. The nigga got locked up and went and served time for his crimes, yo. So, right. Unless you do something that's outrageously like wicked, where it's
but like a lot of fans think, a lot of fans. You hear the snack pack bullshit, right? LB.
Yeah, but still, I'm not gonna like, especially if you don't contribute to it no more.
But a lot of fans think, you know, he got that they planted Ryan Garcia type of shit. You know, it's like they think that anybody linking on Conte's side was dirty, but because Conte had said before, you know, on air, he said, "I know how to circumvent it and pass a test."
Of course he does. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and then people find that an issue, and I can see it being.
And then people was like, would you happen to be an advisor? And the nigga started advising niggas.
Yeah, and of course, you know, I mean, you know, I think he had some issues with Floyd too, like, you know, so the Floyd stands, you know,
don't Floydettes.
Yeah, they weren't fans of his either, so it's like, yeah, you know, controversial figure all the way to the end though. But like I said, you know, just you know, whatever you think of him, just you know, God don't like ugly. So yeah, like rest in peace, you know, like, you know, and yeah, that's all you can actually say. Like, I mean, there's no need to kind of slander him.
I mean, I ain't gonna like if we saying like somebody like Hulk Hogan is more like okay, man, shit, dude.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I ain't gonna get at Conte like that. Like yeah, you did some fucked up shit, but you did. It's just like with Don King, like the nigga served time for something. Like,
yeah, I mean,
but I know there's other shit you could vilify him for, but I'm just saying, like, nobody perfect. Like, you got to do some crazy, shoot up a school bus full of orphans or some shit for me to be like, all right, you know what, fuck him. Like,
yeah. But yeah, no, rest in peace, Victor Conte. You know, like I said, I'm pretty sure more details, more other stuff will probably come out in the next couple of weeks or so, because you know they always come out. It'll be some other allegations, accusations, or whatever. Unfortunately, especially with someone who was very controversial, you know, when he was living. So yeah, definitely rest in peace, Victor Conte.